Adore, Rosie starts with Rosie making a wedding discourse on Alex's wedding. She describes how the two have been companions for as long as she can keep in mind. The film slips into flashback mode and goes straight to Rosie's 18th birthday. Alex and Rosie, both amazingly tall, were an inch absent from kissing when she passes out. Another morning when he comes over to talk about what happened final night, he finds her in a acrid temperament since of her tanked encounter. Alex and Rosie go to a shoreline before long after. Rosie gets inquired out to the school move by the fittest fellow in their bunch named Greg, but she lets his offer pass since Alex was getting to take her out. Love. Rosie is one of those annoying movies in which everything would be just fine if the two central characters had a simple conversation that cleared up all their misunderstandings. But then, there would be no movie, although, in retrospect, that might not be such a bad thing. Instead, we get contrivances and coincidences, near misses, and almost theirs. This cosmic confluence of events, which takes place over a dozen years, is meant to be swoony and tragic but is actually more irritating than anything else. That the actors playing our would-be lovers, Lily Collins and Sam Claflin, are appealing individually and have decent chemistry together helps make this thoroughly mediocre British romantic comedy more tolerable than it ought to be. Bethany, a young lady who is clearly way out of Alex's association, appears intrigued in him for the dance. Rosie acts cool and inquires Alex to require Bethany instep, and she and Greg go to the school move as an thing. Greg and Rosie get a private room where the two have sex. Adversity happens when Greg's condom goes lost. She resorts to Alex for offer assistance and he takes her to the crisis room to induce the condom extricated from and takes an crisis contraceptive pill. Alex's father needs him to go to Harvard to consider pharmaceutical and he persuades Rosie to require the in administration course at Boston College. Rosie gets a call from Boston College and runs to tell Alex. Alex and Bethany were making Cherish and her uproarious groaning makes Rosie queasy and she closes up vomiting. Rosie goes to a nearby chemist to discover out and finds that she is pregnant in spite of taking the pill. She chooses against telling Alex as he gets a call from Harvard and she doesn't need to put his life on hold for her. Director Christian Ditter offers some artful touches in adapting Cecelia Ahern's novel, Where Rainbows End. The lighting is often quite lovely. For example, streaks of late afternoon sunshine in a park, or lamplight filling a darkened bedroom. But for every delicate element there are many others that are heavy-handed or cringe-inducing, including some painfully on-the-nose musical selections. Salt-n-Pepa's perky Push It plays while Colin's character, Rosie, is giving birth. Get it? Because she's pushing. But the tonal transition that occurs before that scene, from a sweet and quiet moment of Rosie bonding with her sizable bump to the noisy wackiness of her screaming through delivery, is reflective of the kind of jarring shifts that often make this movie so uneven. At first, Rosie plans to connect Alex afterward and grant up her child for selection. But over her pregnancy, she gets connected to the infant. She chooses on raising the young lady by herself and gives her huge American dream a miss. She bumps into Bethany one day and the data of the child gets passed on to Alex. In an off-the-cuff visit, he comes down to see her. He inquires Rosie in the event that he can be Katie's adoptive parent. Rosie is obviously overpowered. In America, Alex meets a luxurious young lady and in the long run moves in with her. Everything approximately her is clearly impeccably. But she could be a snooty, regularly shallow, and not precisely warm as a individual. Alex starts lost the warmth of somebody who gets at him and persuades Rosie to come see him. After a night of partying with him she finds that his young lady companion is pregnant with Alex's child. Rosie gets angered sufficient to tell Alex that she didn't see them as a great couple, she might foresee them falling separated. And Alex, incapable to handle the truth, Says a bunch of uncalled things to her, counting the truth that she may be a single mother while his to-be child will have two adoring guardians. The trip closes on an awful note for Rosie, who returns domestic to her girl. Rosie bumps into Greg at work, and he needs her to require him back. She contends a lot, but the truth that he and Katie start holding so well gets to be the signal for her to acknowledge him back into her life. Alex remains confined from her since their battle in US. Rosie ties the hitch with Greg and Alex doesn't turn up for it. In the meantime, Alex's life falls separated, clearing out him crushed. His sweetheart was having an undertaking and the child was really not his. Rosie is stunned to hear it and supports him. The script from Juliet Tohidi begins in the present day, with Rosie making a speech at a wedding, then flashes back to reveal the lifelong friendship she's shared with Claflin's Alex. The two have been inseparable since they were 5 years old, then at Rosie's 18th birthday. They briefly, and drunkenly, kissed after too many tequila shots. The spark is clearly there. But in the ensuing years, each has managed to become involved with other people who are just as clearly wrong for them. These aren't just ill-advised dalliances, they're aggressively bad picks, depleting the film of even the slightest shred of tension as to its outcome. Alex has a penchant for vapid, leggy blondes. Rosie romps with her thoughtless, pretty boy prom date and winds up pregnant after a condom mishap. Rosie's guardians move out of Britain and go to the Mediterranean. One fine day, she gets a call from her mother saying her father has passed absent. Rosie and Katie go to the burial service and there she spots on the grave, a blessing from Alex with his condolences. Alex really comes for it and Rosie embraces him and cries. Greg makes a scene with Alex at the burial service which prompts him to compose a confession to her, almost how he doesn't feel she and Greg fit together and around his sentiments for Rosie. Greg finds the letter and stows away it from Rosie. When Rosie goes to work, she finds out that Greg has booked a bridal suite and assumes it is for their commemoration celebrations. Be that as it may, she finds Greg's wandering ways, which he has been cheating on her. She punches him and Greg is out of her and Katie's life. Rosie finds the covered-up letter in a closed drawer and gives Alex a call. She finds Alex and Bethany have gotten back with each other and are before long reaching to get hitched. They need Rosie as Alex's best man. Rosie flies out with the purposeful of telling her feelings to Alex, but due to flight delay she comes to after the ceremony. In an passionate discourse, she tells Alex how much she adores him and after that covers up by saying that it's just friends relationship as it were. Katie, who is 12 at this occurrence, had brought along her best friend Toby on the trip. The two remind Alex and Rosie of their childhood. Toby tries kissing Katie and she doesn't react emphatically to it. Alex and Rosie calm down Katie and Alex tells her that in case she doesn't react to him accurately presently, she will lament it for the rest of her life and keep seeking out for individuals who will fall flat to be as good enough for her. Alex reminds Rosie of her 18th birthday where the two really kissed sometime recently. She passed out. Rosie offers farewell Bethany and Alex at the airplane terminal and starts her life once more. She begins her claim lodging and on the day of the hotel's introduction, Alex appears up sans the stuff of his previous life. It is expected that Bethany and he had separated ways. Rosie and Alex kiss and at last start their Sherry SH story that ought to have begun long back. And here's one of the many places where love, Rosie, takes a detour into territory that isn't just distractingly unbelievable, it's downright stupid. Rather than tell her best friend that she's expecting, Rosie keeps this information from Alex because she's afraid it will prevent him from heading to Harvard to study medicine. Or something. Boston was their shared dream. She'd planned to study hotel management at Boston College, although she also mentions Boston University, which is an entirely different place, but now he'll have to go alone while she secretly changes diapers. They grew up across the street from each other in an insular neighborhood. The notion that he wouldn't find out she has a baby is absurd. But whatever. We need to move on, there are so many other problems here. However, after years of missed chances and miscommunication, the two finally realize their love for each other. Rosie and Alex confess their feelings, and it is implied that they get together and start a romantic relationship. The movie ends on a hopeful note, suggesting that their friendship has evolved into something deeper and more meaningful. While the movie does not provide a detailed conclusion beyond this point, it suggests that Rosie and Alex have overcome their past hurdles and are ready to embark on a new chapter together. The open-ended conclusion allows viewers to imagine a happy future for the couple, where they build a life together and find the happiness they have been searching for throughout the film. Overall, Rosie leaves audiences with a sense of hope and the belief that true love can prevail, even after enduring numerous challenges and years of separation.
Thanks for watching our video. As we wrap things up, we want to say a big thank you for being a part of our awesome community. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on our future adventures. We appreciate all the likes, comments, and support you've given us. It's because of viewers like you that we're able to keep creating great content. So stay tuned for more exciting videos coming your way. Remember, you're the reason we do what we do. Without you, our channel wouldn't be the same. So, until next time, take care, stay awesome, and keep spreading the positivity. See you soon.